So, we were talking on Lucifer, and the assumption that I made is Lucifer is also a victim to sin, and that the problem is that God is bad and bad is good, which is rather evil. So, we the balance is good should be good and bad should be bad as expected. But then the existence of good means the existence of bad. And so in a perfect world, the assumption is that both should exist in harmony. And since both exist, we should consider that God has both good and bad attributes. So the thing with God is He's divine, omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient. And so we can say that He is good, but still He is bad. And someone can say He is bad, but still He is good. He is the definer and definition of both aspects, in that He alone can say what is and what isn't. But in the matter of good and bad, how so can they exist together? Of course, we understand that no two extremes can exist without the other. Positive and negative, love and hate, something and nothing, or rather everything and nothing. Either way. Actually, there was a notion where if we put zero to be nothing, one to be something, and infinity to be everything, we can assume that one is good and zero is bad. And so the infinity symbol, that will be the whole, as in the entirety, bad and good. And I made a sort of what the I mean a mathematical expression where infinity, I assumed it to be 1 divided by 0, where if we say everything is also includes something and nothing. So nothing is basically like 1 divided by infinity. It's not exactly nothing, but it's approaching nothing. If you divide something an infinite number of times, you get it to a microscopic level, which continues being divided up to something smaller than atoms and what makes up atoms. But still the division is ongoing, so it's approaching nothing. Similarly, if we divide infinity by 0, so nothing, 0, a number can divide at least that's the assumption, because 0 divided by 1, that's 0, that makes sense. But 1 divided by 0, it's on the calculator, it's a mathematical error. But what I assumed is 1 divided by 0 equals infinity, because if you have something and you're supposed to divide it 0 times, you'll always get that value, and so it will exist infinitely, and that was the assumption. And for 1, that's something, it's infinity times 0, in that any number multiplied by 0 is a 0, but infinity is ever growing, and so it doesn't matter how much nothing is, infinity can still fill it, and so we can say that there is something. So from this mathematical standpoint, if we look at good as 1 and bad as 0, infinity is the entirety, and so 1 we said is infinity times 0, so that's the entirety times bad. And so if we make that multiplication, we have good, and we said 1 divided by 0 is infinity, so good over bad. Yeah, good over bad. And we also say that 0 is 1 divided by infinity. Good divided by the entirety is bad. So what this means, I can't say for sure. Probably I delve deeper into the topic, but it's a sort of assumption that has a mathematical basis, which we can from there proceed into making a definite character of what it all means. Because even quantum physics has those quantum equations into calculus and everything, so maybe even here we can apply all that and find something extraordinary. Maybe not, but it's a matter of finding out.